How's it going, everybody, and welcome to Just Nobody's Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan.
And I'm your host, Daniel.
And today we're doing a podcast, and it's going to be all things Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Woo!
If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the like button. If this video gets 3.5k likes, we're going to be giving away one of these hot toys to you guys. There's a bunch of them. There's like Deadpool, there's DC, there's a lot. So make sure you hit the like button and comment below what you like about the show or what you want us to talk about next. And we will send one of these to you guys.
Let's get into it.
All right, first off, let's start with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. We are filming this right out of the theater, basically. So if we missed some things, it's still fresh in our mind. We got to see the movie early on Monday, yeah. So we've didn't have much time to research. It's mostly just off the top of our memory.
Yeah.
We're going to do the best we can to give it to you guys. So huge spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen Doctor Strange yet. Make sure you go watch it before you watch this video. So starting off, movie starts off, America Chavez, Defender Strange, going to try to get the book.
That was a pretty crazy start.
So they're trying to get the Book of Ashanti, right? And it's supposed to grant anybody whatever they want.
Yeah.
So we see Defender Strange is using like white magic, right?
Yeah, that was pretty weird. It was kind of different.
Because most sorcerers, right, they use the gold.
Right.
Yellowish.
The mythic arts.
We see that, which is very different than what we see in the MCU so far.
Yeah.
Then we see how America Chavez, right, ends up in the main MCU timeline. And Doctor Strange saves her.
Yeah.
They end up going to that diner. And they start joking about Spider-Man.
Okay, yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Right? And they say like, oh, we just helped Spider-Man.
Yeah.
People are saying that you don't feel like they know who Spider-Man is.
Right.
But you're not. I don't know. I wasn't really convinced. I feel like they might know. Doctor Strange might know who he is.
I feel like he doesn't.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay.
I mean, it wouldn't make sense for him to remember.
Yeah, just the way he was talking, though, it sounds like you knew him.
It sounds like they know a Spider-Man. They just don't know who.
So then we see how America Chavez and him have to run away from Wanda, right?
Yeah.
And then she opens up one of her star portals, and then boom, they go through it.
Right. Dude, Wanda was freaky in this movie.
Yeah, she was. I actually was like shocked that they did some of the things they did in the movie.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, that was kind of scary.
Like, I feel like we've never had jump scares like that in the MCU.
No.
Ever.
No way.
I was genuinely scared of her.
Yeah. It was pretty intense. I was like, whoa, I can't believe they show that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when they were jumping through, like, the dimensions, it's pretty crazy what we see. They jump through a lot of dimensions.
Yeah, and it happens really quick. It kind of reminded me of the episode in What If, where the Watcher is fighting Ultron, and they're just going through all the different dimensions. But in What If, I feel like they stayed in the different dimensions longer.
They definitely did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember a while ago we talked about House of M. Now, when they're turning into, like, the blocks, that's, like, their nod to House of M.
Yeah.
So it looks pretty similar to what the comic book cover looked like.
Right.
And then we also saw Savage Land. Okay, now Savage Land was like that place with like the dinosaurs and everything.
Yeah.
What I was reading, Savage Land takes place in Earth 616.
Oh.
And it's just a place in Antarctica that's like hidden from the rest of the world. So it's kind of like a Wakanda.
Or Agartha.
Sure. Yeah,
Hollow Earth theory.
But it takes place in 616, so maybe we're going to see it soon.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Now we also see them go through like this black and white universe and everything looks like super old fashioned, right? So people are thinking that's Noir Spider-Man's universe.
You know, I was thinking that too, because even the cars, right? And then they had the blimp, the Zeppelin blimp, right? So I believe that. I feel like that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah. And also Emergency Awesome found this one that when they're going through one of the universes, it looks like a universe where the Kree took over Earth.
Oh, interesting.
And there's like it's like all of Kree.
Wow.
It's so weird.
There's got to be a comic where the Kree did take over.
Right. And then we see them go through a futuristic universe, and that could be Spider-Man 2099.
I believe that one. Because I feel like, well, in the comics, there's like Punisher 2099, there's like Hulk 2099. So there's a bunch of futuristic versions of the MCU characters.
Exactly. And it looked exactly like 2099's universe.
Yeah. Could you imagine a Marvel movie that takes place in the future, in an alternate timeline where everyone's like futuristic?
They have to do that at some point.
Yeah, I mean, come on. They're going to run out of ideas soon.
Right. Okay, but we also see them go through a universe where like everything's on fire. Like the whole world's on fire.
Yeah.
So Heavy Spoiler actually theorized that Earth is actually if the emergence happened.
Oh.
So if the Eternals never stopped the emergence, that's what the world would look like.
That makes a lot of sense.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We also see them go through like the cartoon universe and like the paint universe. Like those are pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But those were the ones that stood out to me.
Those scenes totally reminded me of Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's almost like they both saw each other's movies and like, yeah, let's do that.
Right.
So after we see America Chavez and Doctor Strange travel through the multiverse, they end up into the world where the Illuminati are, right?
Yeah.
But first, we see them run into Bruce Campbell, right? And for everybody who doesn't know, Bruce Campbell was like a huge cameo, right? Because he was famous for being in all the Spider-Man Sam Raimi movies with Tobey Maguire. And what was really interesting is that in Spider-Man 1, he was the announcer at the wrestling event, right?
I know Spider-Man 3, he was the restaurant like hostess.
Right. In Spider-Man 4, that was never made, right? But they intended him, Bruce Campbell, to actually be Mysterio because Mysterio is all about illusions and deception.
Oh.
So what they did was Sam Raimi actually had concept art and script ready, right? Where Bruce Campbell starts off with him being arrested as Mysterio. And he was going to be one of the main villains. So all his cameos from Spider-Man 1 to 3, they all were actually one character spying on Peter Parker.
And it was just one big plan to make him Mysterio.
Yeah.
Okay, that's crazy writing.
But what's great, though, is this kind of confirms even more the fact that he's in this universe, too. He could be Mysterio in that universe. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's true.
So
that's true. So he still could be Mysterio.
Yeah, it's like an ongoing thing still. So, and we see how Christine Palmer, right, the alternate version.
Yeah.
When Doctor Strange gets to the Illuminati, right, the Sanctum, she says, like, oh, you're from Earth 616, right? And for everybody who doesn't know, 616 in the comic books, right, was like the main timeline, right?
Yeah.
So it just confirms that the MCU is the main timeline, 616, right. Earth 616.
I know, that was a pretty big reveal.
It was. Because that was the first time they ever revealed that.
Yeah.
And then they reveal, what was the Earth they're at?
I think it was 838.
Okay, so it shows that they're different.
It was crazy to see how they travel to this different universe, and everything could be so different and so similar.
Right, exactly. So when we see, right, Mordo takes, Doctor Strange with the Ultron bots to the Illuminati, right? He's like, the Illuminati can see you now. And we see how it consists of Mr. Fantastic, Maria Rambeau as Captain Marvel, Captain Carter, Black Bolt, right? And the one and only Patrick Stewart.
Yeah. So
it was a really cool thing. I wish they didn't show it in the trailers, right? But it was cool. So what we see though is like, first of all, Mr. Fantastic, right?
That got me pretty excited.
Mr. Fantastic, huge character.
Yeah, that was probably the biggest cameo for me in the movie.
And we all wanted John Krasinski to be Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
The fans wanted it, and it's amazing how the concept art of like the fan art they made of John Krasinski ended up being true.
Yeah.
So what's pretty crazy is that we see how, Wanda goes up against the Illuminati, right? And John Krasinski's like, Wanda, don't do this.
Yeah.
We all have kids, right? Confirming that he has kids.
Yeah, that was insane.
Right. And as we know in the comics, Franklin Richards is actually Reed Richards' son. So it confirms that he's in it.
Yeah.
So also, and then Wanda goes, is your kid's mom still alive? Right? And he goes, yes.
Yeah.
And we all know the Invisible Woman, right? Confirms that she's alive still.
I know.
So maybe it's Emily Blunt. We don't know.
Okay, that would be so crazy if it is.
I feel like at this point it probably is. I just can't see John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic without Emily Blunt as the Invisible Woman.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of weird.
It would be. It's like a perfect match.
So there's a character named Nathaniel Richards, right? Who's also Iron Lad. And Iron Lad, Nathaniel Richards, if I did my research right, basically he is the father to Reed Richards. Okay?
Okay.
But he can time travel. So he's also in the Young Avengers, but he's also King the Conqueror.
Whoa.
So I'm not sure. I want to do more research, right? I remember reading, I can't remember what I read. This is like a year ago about Iron Lad and how it was during the Loki time and how Kang's around and who is he really,
Yeah.
But anyways, moving on. We also see Maria Rambeau.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
And it's amazing how she's Captain Marvel.
I know. Okay. So the theory for that is pretty crazy. So according to Heavy Spoiler, in Captain Marvel, right? They're both called to go do the test flight.
Okay.
Now, Carol Danvers took a shortcut, and she arrived first, and that's why she did the test flight. So in this universe, maybe it was flipped.
Oh, well, that would make sense.
Yeah, Maria Rambeau took the test flight.
And she got there first.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
So that's why she has the powers.
It's amazing how that one point, they figured out that one point where the whole world changes, right?
Yeah.
That one decision. We all see how iconic Professor X Patrick Stewart is back, and he's wearing his iconic green suit, which we see in the X-Men 90s cartoon show, along with his golden chair.
Yeah. It's pretty cool to see that.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a pretty big reveal. I wish they did keep that as a secret though. I wish that was like a really big reveal when everybody saw the movie.
Right, because I remember us talking, right? We were like, if they're showing all this in the trailers, then there's got to be even bigger surprises, right?
Yeah.
So they should have kept that one a little low key, you know?
Yeah, they definitely should have kept that one under wraps.
We all see how Black Bolt is part of the Illuminati, right? And it's the same actor who was in the Inhumans.
Right.
But we know Black Bolt cannot speak. So for everybody out there that wasn't sure why he wasn't speaking, is that he just can't. Because if he does, his sonic whispers will kill whoever he's talking to, as we saw how he killed Doctor Strange, their version of Doctor Strange.
Oh, yeah.
And we see how Wanda changes reality, making his mouth disappear.
Oh, my gosh.
And then the scene that shocked the world in the MCU universe, where you saw the first glimpse of blood and gore, was when she made him blow up his brains.
Yeah.
And it blew up.
I was pretty shocked when I saw that.
That was definitely looked kind of rated R.
I know. That was definitely not what the Marvel Universe has done.
It's just amazing to think about how we see how Wanda just wipes these guys out in maybe a span of 3 minutes.
Okay. She obliterated them.
Yeah. And what's crazy is we got to remember this, right? We have to remember that the Illuminati in this universe killed Thanos, right? Managed to kill Thanos.
Yeah.
And they killed him on Titan. So just imagine as if Doctor Strange, Iron Man, and Spider-Man, right, in the Guardians of the Galaxy, killed Thanos in Infinity War on Titan. They couldn't do it, right?
Yeah.
So we have the Illuminati here, took Thanos out on Titan, didn't have to go through Endgame, didn't have to go do all that, right?
Not at all. But see, like, that's what's so crazy. So the Illuminati is that powerful.
Right.
And Wanda took him out like it was nothing.
Yeah. I mean, it really showed how powerful Wanda is.
But let me tell you, one disappointment that I had, that there was no superior Iron Man.
Yes, I know. We all theorized that it was going to happen.
Right. Once we saw those Ultron bots, we're like, superior Iron Man, for sure.
Even watching the movie,
yeah.
Right? Like, I was like, Ultron bots, they're all saying Ultron. It's going to happen. Where is he?
Right. So the theory to go with why there was no superior Iron Man. So when we see the Illuminati meet Doctor Strange, right? They say that he's the biggest threat to the multiverse. Like, he's too powerful, right? So maybe they saw how powerful superior Iron Man was becoming. So they decided to destroy him and wipe him out.
Right.
I mean, it makes sense.
But he definitely wasn't there when they were on Titan, because he wasn't there. So it had to have been before killing Doctor Strange.
Right. Which still makes sense.
Yeah. They definitely are trying to control who's, like, if anybody's too powerful, we got to get rid of him.
Because, I mean, when you actually look at what superior Iron Man could do, he is way too powerful. He literally has the powers of, like, a god.
Yeah, I mean, didn't he even claim that he was a god in the comics?
Yeah. And I think there was at one point in time, like, Daredevil was trying to stop what he was doing, and he gave Daredevil his eyesight back. It's pretty crazy.
Wow. So after we see how Wanda just wipes out the Illuminati, right? We see how Doctor Strange uses dream walking, right? Which is this new power in the MCU where he can transfer his consciousness into another version of himself in another universe.
Yeah, it's pretty OP.
It allows you to live in another universe, but it doesn't let you live, like, come to the universe you're in.
Well, technically you can.
If you have America Chavez.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what we see how Doctor Strange uses Defender Strange's old body, right? Uses dream walking, and allows him to take over the Defender Strange's body to go stop Wanda. Wanda realizes, right through America Chavez, that I'm a bad person. I'm a bad mom.
Oh my gosh, that was so sad.
Yeah.
That was so sad.
Her kids see the true side of Wanda, the monster.
She was so broken.
So after that, right, Wanda realizes, like, oh, I should just off myself. I am not a good person.
Yeah.
We see how, right, Chthon created the Darkhold, right? And Wong talks about a man who created the Darkhold, and it's all over the walls. And the characters definitely look like Chthon, like they're descendants of Chthon. And in the comics, right, created the Darkhold, gives Wanda more powers.
Yeah.
But what's really interesting is we see how Wanda tries to kill herself, right? And has all the debris fall on her.
Right.
But what a lot of people are missing right now is that it's going to take, I think if you watch it a second time, you'll actually see when all the debris are coming down, the whole castle's coming down, there's a little red explosion.
Yeah.
So either she uses her powers to teleport somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or it's just like her force field's like just protecting her.
Right. Because she's done that before.
Yeah. So she's not dead. And there's also speculation that Elizabeth Olsen will continue in the Marvel movies with 3 more movies. Mm-hmm. And she's supposed to be in the I Am Groot show. So
Really?
Yeah. That'll be interesting how they do that.
After this movie, like her character developed so much in this movie. Like we saw so much.
Yeah, and I feel like it's just getting started. I want to see them really let these characters live on for a lot longer, like in the comics, right?
Yeah.
Like, let them have a full-on story. Like, don't kill them off. You
Yeah,
know?
that's true.
Like, don't let Captain America go. Don't let Iron Man go. You got all these characters now. Let them all stay together.
Yeah. I honestly thought Captain Carter was going to make it out, but she got ripped in half.
There's another version of her out there.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. So we got to talk about this. We got a couple post-credit scenes here. The
Ooh.
ending of the movie, right? We see Doctor Strange walk out. He's got his flannel on, jeans on. All of a sudden, he's like freaking out, right? And then the third eye is there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure because we just saw the movie,
Mm-hmm.
but like in the comics, he does have the ability to have the third eye, but it's the eye of Agamotto.
Uh-huh.
So, and he allows like, he's helped the X-Men use the third eye, and it helps people see like the true, like basically like the truth. Like it helps you identify what's real, what's fake, you know, what is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Allows him to see other beings, allows him to be able to like see other universes. So it's a really powerful tool.
Mm-hmm.
We do see Sinister Strange have the third eye.
Ooh, Sinister Strange, man.
And he had the Darkhold.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of speculation. Is it the Darkhold that gives the third eye? Is it the Eye of Agamotto that has the third eye? So we're still trying to unravel that.
I do feel like it possibly is the Darkhold. Because it seems like no other Strange had the Darkhold besides Sinister Strange.
Right. And then we see our Doctor Strange possess the Darkhold.
Right.
So maybe. And then moving on to the first post-credit scene, we see Doctor Strange walking again on the street, right?
Yeah.
And he looks more like Doctor Strange this time.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden he's like stopped, and it's, you know, Clea.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of speculation like who Clea is, right? What does she do?
Right.
And basically in the comics, her family were like servants to Dormammu.
When she did open the portal, it did look like they're going.
So you see her open up the portal, right? And she can actually jump to like through the portals and stuff. It was definitely Dormammu's.
Yeah.
Like looked like he was right there.
Right.
And it would, because Dormammu is such a big character in Doctor Strange's like his lore and all his storylines. So it makes sense that he would have to make a comeback soon.
I know. I was waiting to see his big face like through that portal.
Yeah. It's funny though how Doctor Strange is really going to be using that third eye a lot.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting to see because it seems like now Doctor Strange is like his maximum potential.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's going to keep growing too.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. All right, guys. Well, let us know in the comments what you thought of the movie. What was your favorite parts? What was your favorite scenes? What did you not like about it? What did you like about it? Let us know, and also comment what you want us to talk about next week. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. We're going to be giving away one of these hot toys, so make sure you do it. Also, we'll see you guys on Tuesday on YouTube. And we'll see you on Friday on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and then tomorrow on TikTok.
We'll see you on the TikTok.
God bless you guys. See ya.
Love ya.